Hello everyone, Coach Chase here. Welcome back to another GGO Minecraft lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to go over combat for hardcore mode. In hardcore, you're going to experience hordes of mobs attacking you when you're caving, fighting bosses, or on the surface at night. Compared to normal survival mode, these mobs are much harder to kill and require knowledge of all the combat items and the mechanical skill to use them. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to navigate through your hardcore world, slaying all mobs much easier to keep yourself alive as long as possible. For today's warm-up, go into your creative world and explore the combat section of your inventory. Give yourself some weapons such as bows, crossbows, swords, and axes, as well as armor, shields, and healing like golden apples to protect yourself. Then, go into spectator mode by using the command /game mode spectator, and find an open cave you can practice using these items in on mobs and set yourself back to survival mode using the command /game mode survival. Practice for 5 to 10 minutes and see what you can kill. Now, let's go over each item you're going to use in your hardcore world for combat and how to use them. First, let's talk about melee combat. For killing mobs up close, you're going to want to use either a sword or an axe. Swords do less damage but swing faster, and axes do more damage but swing slower. You can see how much damage each melee weapon does by hovering over it in your inventory. In hardcore, it's important to keep your distance when meleeing mobs by standing back 2 to 3 blocks from each mob you're hitting. Make sure you're getting critical hits as well, which you can get by hitting a mob in the falling motion of your jump when you aren't sprinting. It's also important to switch between meleeing your enemy and using your shield or blocks for defense. Shields can be put in your offhand to be right-clicked, protecting you from enemy hits until your shield is either disabled by a strong mob or breaks. You can use blocks to build up for killing hordes of mobs like zombies who can only reach you if you're on the same level as them or 1 block above them. You can also surround yourself with blocks when you get low and overran to eat food, mine away, or make enemies unable to hit you by breaking 1 block even with their legs and hitting them from there where they can't reach you. You can also use a water bucket to flow enemies away from you if you're overran. Next, let's go over projectiles. Bows and crossbows are the main weapons you're going to use for your hardcore world. Crossbows can be armed with an arrow by holding right-click, which you can then swap away from and swap back to when you want to shoot by pressing right-click again. Bows can be armed with an arrow by just holding it back with right-click and then letting go of right-click when you want to shoot. The longer you charge your bow back, the more damage it does, which you can see when it goes back all the way and can't be drawn back more. Bows are great for keeping your distance from mobs you don't want to get close to, and for bosses that you won't always be able to reach with your sword, like the Ender Dragon and the Wither. Lastly, let's go over healing items. You will automatically regenerate health when your saturation bar is full, which is filled by eating food and depletes when you take damage. However, you can also use items such as golden apples, crafted with 8 gold and 1 apple, to give you regeneration when you're low on health. You can also find Totems of Undying in woodland mansions, which will activate when your health is at 0, regenerating you and saving your life. All of these items are important for combat in hardcore mode, so now get and use these items for yourself. If you haven't watched the last lesson, First Day Hardcore, make sure you do that before following along. Now that you have more armor for protection and resources you can use for combat, go further into caves and use what you've learned in this lesson to take down mobs in your way while mining as many diamonds and other ores as you can. Aim to mine yourself a full set of diamond armor and tools in 1 hour. Thanks for watching this GGO Minecraft lesson. I'm Coach Chase, and I'll see you next time.